Okay, what do we got?
Maybe.
Jerry, we have a show to do. We need our guest in here.
No, don't talk all the interesting anecdotes out of our guests.
LeGarrette Blount.
How you doing, man?
What's up, LeGarrette? How you
How you
doing?
guys doing, man? Appreciate y'all having me, bro.
Sure. How you doing?
Thank you guys.
All right, have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Come on in.
Great in here.
Yeah, a little warm.
To what do we owe this pleasure?
Man, the fact that my guy Jerry talked to you guys, and let you guys know I was trying to come on, man. I'm only out here a couple times a year, so I try to maximize, the time that I have out here. I try to see everyone, say what's up to all the guys, the guys that I haven't met, see some of the coaches, and
Yeah.
it brings back that feeling.
Before we get into your, opinion of what's going on in the NFL, what are you up to these days?
I'm coaching at Mountain Point High School in Arizona, offensive coordinator. I actually came here with my co-offensive coordinator, who's here with me right now. And that's what I do. I coach football, and I spend time with my kids. Obviously 9 years in the NFL while I was playing. I was, you got to go back and forth. Obviously, the job's first. You guys know how Bill is.
Yeah.
So yeah, just being a present dad and a coach, man, it's awesome.
Wait. Co-offensive coordinator. I'm intrigued. So
Who calls the plays?
Who calls the plays?
Yeah.
A.
Big question.
Justin Artist calls the plays. Justin calls the plays.
So you're the run game coordinator, I assume.
Me and him put the playbook together. So I came with my Oregon, New England, Philly stuff, and he came with his version of those things, and we put it together.
Okay.
And we came up with a really, really good playbook, and we got a kid by the name of LeGarrette Blount Jr. who helps us out a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Running back, quarterback.
Receiver and safety.
So didn't follow dad at all.
Nah, he didn't. He don't got dad. He don't have dad's bill.
Gotcha.
Dad grew up in Florida, eating fried chicken and cornbread and corn and rice and stuff like that. And he, his mother feeds him, avocado.
Oh, and the Brady guy.
Yeah. So he's shredded.
So a little birdie tells me you'd be interested in doing something like we do. Like you're interested in the media a little bit.
Yes, sir, 100%, man. I told these guys that I have a huge interest in it. I love doing it. It makes me smile. I mean, it kind of gives me kind of that same feeling that I had when I was playing the game.
Yeah.
You guys will be my teammates. You know what I'm saying? This is the locker room. It's the same.
Yeah.
So I fully enjoy it.
It kind of is.
Did you ever have a teammate that you didn't like particularly much? That's Fred for me.
I don't know if I had any of those. I feel like we all had one common goal, or probably two common goals, and one was to make money and the other one was to win.
Absolutely.
Along those lines, LG, I want to ask you, when you first got here, we're talking about the playoffs this week, and we always hear about how the mood changes inside the building when the playoffs are here. What was it like for you your first year with Tom Brady setting the tone that first playoff year? Did you feel a shift?
Oh, yeah, man, I felt the shift before the playoffs. I mean, I know this is pretty probably out there, but I know you guys have heard people say Bill tells you after Thanksgiving, you put everybody, I told my team this year, after Thanksgiving, you put all the stuff that you're dealing with, personal, business, any of that stuff, you put it all in a drawer, you close it, and you fully focus and lock in on football. And for the rest of the time that you're here, for the rest of the time that we're here, that's what we're focusing on. So the shift happens way before the playoffs, but it is a different energy once it starts because 12 comes in the building, like he does every single day. But now what kids call aura farming, it glows when he comes in because he means business.
Okay, so what, having that experience, if you were to talk to a young NFL player and who's never been in the playoffs before, what would be the first piece of advice besides putting everything in the drawer? Like, what would you tell them how to get their mind ready for this thing?
I tell these guys, man, you played 16 games, and none of those will be like what today is, or what this playoff game is. This has implications of, you're going to go home or you going to continue to play. Obviously the history of what New England brings is different in the playoffs. Yeah. Everyone knows that, and I think that rubs off on a lot of those guys. But I would definitely tell them, like, man, I know you played 16 games, and you might have played against this team earlier in the season. Yeah. It won't be the same.
Yeah, it
won't be the same.
So, have you paid attention to what the Patriots are doing this year at all? Are you locked in? Yeah. So, what do you think about Ramondre Stevenson and Henderson as a duo?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the duo. The 1-2 punches. Seems like it's pretty much slowly coming back. Ramondre had a great game. Yeah, he looked really, really good. I know he's been having a couple issues, but I mean, I still think he's a really good back, man. I think he's extremely underrated. This is just my opinion. And people probably think I'm being favoritism because of the Patriots.
You
but
can. This is a safe place.
But he runs the ball well. He has really good vision. He has really good balance. He catches the ball better than most backs in the league. And I know that's probably hard to believe because he's the bigger guy. But I like him and his running style. And I mean, obviously Travion just brings a different, strike mentality. He got a big play mentality. He's fast. He's really, really explosive. I mean, it reminds me a lot of me and Dion, me and James type deal.
Yeah.
Me being top of those lists.
Okay.
I gotta tell my guys that when they see this.
I was going to ask you just to, relive the glory days just a little bit. I obviously the Colts games and the playoffs with you just going right down their throats. Just how, big is that running game this time of year? Because you saw it on Sunday, the Patriots are getting their running game going a little bit just in time for the playoffs.
It's huge. It's huge, man. I talk about this on my podcast, the Money Down podcast with James White. Man, this is you gotta have a run game in the playoffs. You gotta have the run game. Most places that you're gonna play are probably gonna be cold. Even if you go to Florida or anything like that, it's not gonna be freezing, but it's still gonna be 60 degrees. So you got to be able to run the football, man, and that's huge. And I don't care how tough and strong and grown man you are. These guys still got to go out there and tackle you, and that's where I think the Patriots have a huge advantage with these two guys right here, and obviously Drake Maye playing at an MVP level.
When you went into those Colts games, you knew they weren't going to be able to tackle you, though, right? Like, did you know you're going to have those
history says that I probably have my best games in my career of the 9 years that I played. No matter what team I was on, it was always against the Colts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys a secret. I know guys say, "Oh man, next game," but I always went into that Colts game feeling like I'm going to have a huge game.
Why was that?
That's a good question, man. Because they've had different coaches while I was there, and I just don't think that, the Colts organization haven't ever really been known for stopping the run. They've never really been known for being a defensive organization. It's always been Peyton and Edgerrin and Marvin Harrison and all these guys. Nobody ever really talked about the defense.
Bob Sanders.
But
then he get hurt.
But he's a bad man though. That's probably the only guy that you really ever hear about on their defense.
Yeah, I wanted to ask
Bob.
you with James White, and obviously there was a pretty important touchdown that James scored, and the huge comeback. How long did it take you to get from the sideline to James White? Because that might have been as quick as I've ever seen you go. And I'm talking about the Atlanta game for those of you who don't know which game I'm talking about.
The excitement was at an all-time high because of the way the game went. So I was really excited for him. I'm pretty sure we went into that game. I want to say we were thinking about our game plan was running the football, being able to run the football on these guys. And obviously me coughing it up and 12 throwing the pick six and, put us in a bad position. So it thrust James into a huger role, kind of like what Shane was doing for us in the Super Bowl, except a lot. So I was extremely happy for him because before then, I don't know if he had any kind of game of that magnitude before, and he had it in the biggest stage. So I was extremely excited for him, man. Probably got there. Probably as soon as he crossed the goal line, I started running. I don't even remember. As soon as he stretched the ball out and crossed the goal line, I probably started running on the field.
Is that your most amazing NFL memory, or is there one that tops that?
Better not be Super Bowl 52.
Yeah, was it the Philadelphia one? It's okay. It's a safe space.
I will say that my New England Super Bowls were both significant because of how they went. Right, the interception to end the game, James White in overtime, like those are going to be sketched in history for the rest of Super Bowl history. But personally, my best performance was that next, my last Super Bowl. That was my best performance. Yep. So I did have a lot of fun in that game. It was bittersweet. But
what's it like going into that game for you, having been with the Patriots and what it's going to take? This is a team that's played in a bunch of Super Bowls. Like, what are you saying to the guys on the Eagles when you're going into that game?
I'm just trying to give them as much game as possible to know that, like, bro, no matter what we think this is going to be, it is not going to be.
Yeah.
Like, we've been beating a lot of teams by a lot of points. We've been blowing a lot of teams out. I promise you it's not going to be like this. Yeah. And they were just like, man, a lot of guys were like, man, we nice, bro. Like, we're nice. Like, that old school version of football is over. I'm like, listen to me. Yeah. I promise you guys, it's not going to be what you see.
It was not like what anyone expected. I mean, it was just back and forth, back and forth.
Well, they quickly understood, you got to score. You had to score 41 points to win that game. You know what I'm saying? So they once it started like going back and forth and things like that, they was like, obviously y'all had to play well 12 drop the touchdown or drop the pass or whatever.
Right.
On our sideline, guys were like, oh, bro, he dropped that. Oh, it's on now. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, if only you guys were ever there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's never
never over.
It's never over.
When he's back there.
Oh, then you guys hit the Philly special too, which not
was a penalty, by the way.
Legal
formation. We can say that.
What do you call it? A conspiracy.
That's right. We can say that now. It's like the tuck rule. We can say that it was a fumble.
That's actually the first time I ever even. Oh, you're talking about in the back of it. You talking about the catch?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the Philly special, the formation.
The formation.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
I have heard that.
And it also wasn't a catch. Like, we can go there too, but it was not.
The Corey
Coleman was not. Yeah.
I've seen inferior calls.
Right. Unfortunately, I have too.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a ref basher though, so that's my thing.
I'm on that level with you, but I ain't gonna take it too far because they might not let me on the field.
So you're doing the podcast with Sweet Feet.
Yes, sir.
And when does that come out? How often? Where can people find it?
We shoot it once a week. It's usually on a Thursday. We started at halftime for the Thursday night game. So we shoot it every week. It's called the Money Down Podcast. Every Thursday, me, James White, Sojourn, and Warren. It's an amazing time. This is kind of my first time deviling into like a weekly show.
Yeah.
Of my own outside of like working with a network, and man, it's really fun. I really enjoy it, man. We were talking to a couple of people about like, bringing it to a couple of different places, but I've talked to Nesson and stuff like that. But man, we really enjoy it, man. It's fun.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, like it's just like kind of sitting around the bar and talking sports.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. Yes, sir. Yeah, sports, and I mean even other things. We talk other things. I mean, we talk about basketball or DK Metcalf's interaction with the fan and all those we talk about a little bit of everything on there. It's very open floor.
It's just like this show, only Fred brings up like appliances, different lawnmowers.
If you need advice on like which lawnmower to buy or washer, I'm your guy.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my kid go-kart running. Y'all got any advice for me on that?
You don't have a go-kart. You're missing out.
Yeah, you put gasoline in it?
It's gassed up.
All right.
Do we let him go without asking his impressions of Drake Maye and just like everything that's gone on? I mean,
ask me, man. I'm a huge Drake Maye fan, man.
MVP?
I'm on that train.
Okay, all right.
I'm on that train, man. He's played out at an immaculate level. The jump that he's made is, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He does everything right. I mean, he's put a team in, regardless. And I know people talk about the schedule and all that. Man, listen, everybody got to go line up and play football. It don't matter who you play against, and you don't pick who you play against, right? They got to come out there and try to win and put their team in the same position that we're trying to put our team in. And they got a quarterback, and we got a quarterback. And at the end of the day, our quarterback won 14 of those games. Yeah. And, whoever we played against didn't.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I think he's the biggest impact on any team as a quarterback that I can see.
I think you're right on.
Right answer.
He is. He's a bad man, bro.
We're all biased, but we all agree.
You make it seem obvious, and I think it is. Like you said, the biggest impact on a team.
Yeah. Yes. 100%, man. I'm with you on that, and I mean, despite whoever else, I guess they're saying he's running against, where I think it's Bo Nix or some, Stafford. Yeah, Stafford. I mean,
he's good. He's
great.
Good.
He's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could put somebody else in there.
I think you nailed it. You mentioned
a lot of people do.
Yeah, you can put someone else in there for the Rams, and they're still going to throw it to Puka, and they're
Yeah.
still going to throw it to Devontae
agree.
Adams, and they're still going to hand it off to Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, and man, nah.
Yeah.
Drake, clean and cut.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate you coming by.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you guys for having me. It's
All
been a
right.
pleasure. This is my first time ever being in here, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been around, but this is my first time here,
Whenever you're in
man.
the neighborhood,
back
come
anytime.
by.
I feel welcome.
Yeah, we
Appreciate that.
We don't leave here, but they tell us we have to stay here all day. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's appreciate you
Thanks,
guys having
Blair.
us, man.
What's your favorite call on the call sheet? What do you got?
Power.
Everybody says power.
Power.
Ramondre, his touchdown was two-back power. The fullback in the backfield, pulled a guard.
My touchdown against the Colts, I think it was like 70-something yards.
Yeah.
Power.
Power's the best.
There you
Great
go.
answer.
All right.
LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
Touchdowns.
All right.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount, everybody. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Great
Okay.
seeing
It's
you.
great to meet you.
All right. That was cool.
4 touchdowns.
That's
right?
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring up Super Bowl 52, but it came out.
Well, listen.
Way to go, dude.
Good memory for him, right?